What's up, guys? We're back with a full slate of NBA action here on Sunday, April 20th. We're going to break down both of my favorite NBA games on the slate. We're going to look at bets on the side and over-under, and we're going to look at a ton of player props. So make sure you're checking that pinned comment throughout the day to see if there are any changes as injury news and starters and availability are confirmed. No recap, unfortunately, guys. This is a pre-recorded video. I'm going to be traveling here on Easter, so happy Easter to everybody out there. It's Baby Stump's first Easter, so we're traveling to see family and stuff like that. So this was actually recorded on Friday morning, but we're going to be looking at the Orlando Magic going up against the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors taking on the Houston Rockets. Do me a big favor, slam that like button. It's free, helps me out a ton, shows your appreciation for the channel and everything we're doing here every single day. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. That'll help keep you from missing our videos that we're putting out every single day. Comment below with any bets you're looking at today or any other feedback you have for me, and I will personally respond. Quick reminder, all of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks. Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport the last 3 years in a row, and our premium capper over there at Stump the Spread has been absolutely on fire to start the season. He's been just lighting it up, printing a lot of units there for our premium members. So definitely get over there, check that out, check out everything else we offer over there, like exclusive free picks that are not in this video that will be posted over there at Stump the Spread. And also get on our free email list that'll get you free picks straight to your inbox, as well as updates on our results. But also, guys, I know you're always jonesing for those parlays. Our guy sends out a no-run first inning parlay pretty much in every single email. So definitely get over there, sign up for a free account, and check out that free email list. If you're a huge fan of what we do here every single day, you can sign up for a channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. Channel members are eligible for our members only giveaways. We'll be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random channel member each month. Our giveaway for this month is actually going to be happening on the 20th. So yeah, we'll be rolling for that once we get back from from traveling to see family here, and it will be announced in the video on the 21st. So if you try, you could probably even sneak in and sign up on the 21st for a channel membership and still be eligible for that giveaway. Now, guys, let's get into it. As always, our favorite picks will be in the pinned comment down below. Our first game of the day, we're going to be looking at the Orlando Magic going on the road to take on the Boston Celtics. The Magic made their way into the playoffs thanks to a 41-41 record on the year, so a 500 record. Nothing too bad about that. They played great in their first play-in game, guys. Didn't need to play a second play-in game. They demolished the Atlanta Hawks 120-95. A very nice game out there from the entire team. Not something you usually see from the Orlando Magic. They're generally a Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero. If they carry the team, then they can win some games, but it wasn't the case in this one. The bench came up huge. Cole Anthony, playing 20 minutes off the bench, scored 26 points. Bro was 4 of 9 from 3, had 6 assists, and 10 of 17 from the field. Very, very good stuff. Not what you expect to see on a nightly basis from a guy like Cole Anthony, but hey, he was making it happen. We also saw Anthony Black play really well. He made 6 of 7 from the field, 3 of 3 from long range, was a plus 34, scored 16 points. So yeah, the Hawks really just had no answer for the bench. We honestly saw, Banchero and Wagner play kind of pedestrian. Wagner had 13 points and 13 boards, and Banchero had, flirted with a triple-double, but not the kind of numbers you expect to see from them in a Orlando Magic win. So obviously, I think that points, very, very steadily in the right direction for Orlando. They're going to need more contributions from guys like that. Now, people we would love to see step up would be KCP, somebody with lots of, playoff experience. He hasn't had the best season offensively, so we'll see if he can step up a little bit, see if Wendell Carter Jr. can do a little bit more. Obviously, we expect to see more scoring from guys like Wagner and Banchero, so we'll see if that happens, and hopefully, for the sake of the Magic and their fans, that bench can continue to look so good. But no injury concerns coming into this game or anything like that, guys. The Magic look rested, healthy, and ready to go out there as they take on these Boston Celtics, who have very quietly, maybe not that quietly, guys. I mean, there's still a lot of people's picks to come out of the East, and they have been all season long, despite the fact they've kind of been on cruise control through the regular season. I say that, they won 61 games. They went 61-21. It just hasn't felt like, the regular season was exactly their main focus. They're just trying to get through the regular season healthy, get to the playoffs, and then be ready to go. Now, the question mark about that whole process of getting to the playoffs healthy has been the health down the stretch here of Jaylen Brown. He's been dealing with a nagging knee injury that's had him missing some games down the stretch. Now, he was a full participant in practice and has been here basically all week, so there's not a lot of concerns about whether or not he's going to be available. Very clearly, he's going to be available and probably play his full increment of minutes here, but I am a little bit worried. That seems like something that was a valid, like a real concern, and I don't know if that could possibly hold him back a little bit out there on the floor. Maybe he won't be going at full speed here right out of the gates. Like, Bro hasn't played more than 22 minutes since back on the 4th of this month, and then only played 28. He hasn't played 30 minutes since back in March. So, yeah, a little bit concerning there for Jaylen Brown, but I think he's going to be fine overall. Obviously, we expect the Celtics to be probably the best team in the East in this, entire playoff run. Like, they've gone back and forth with teams like the Cavaliers, but we'll see what happens. I mean, this team's loaded. You got Derek White, Jrue Holiday, two premium level defenders who can also knock down shots, especially Derek White. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have tons of playoff experience. Like, these guys know what they're doing out there. And Tatum, the problem with Tatum is maybe the clutch numbers wouldn't be incredible, but the 3-point shooting can get a little bit out of hand sometimes. Like, often he, defers to shooting a crazy step back three instead of getting to the rim. And when you're somebody with his kind of size and his handle, you should probably be trying to get to the rim a little bit more often. Now, Porzingis, somebody whose jump shot can come and go a little bit, but he gives this team an entirely different dynamic out there. But the bench looks a little thin to me. I know they've been a good bench all season long, and you don't see their whole bench unit out there at once, but I don't necessarily love what we'll get out of like Sam Hauser and Luke Cornett minutes. Like Peyton Pritchard, a premium level scorer out there in the NBA. He has proven that this season, but his defense a little bit questionable. So those are my main, problem or potential problems there with the Celtics. But obviously, guys, we're nitpicking a little bit here. The Celtics are an insane team. Now, when you look back at the history between these two teams in the regular season, we see Orlando's won 2 out of 3, but the last one, the Celtics played no one, and there's been injuries mixed in, and Boston did get a blowout win in mid-January, so not a whole lot we can draw from those games, unfortunately. But looking at the numbers for this one, guys, we see the Celtics are as 13.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 205.5. The Magic are 19-22 against the spread on the road, 22-19 to the under. Boston 18-23 against the spread at home, 21-20 to the over at home. So good job by the odds makers on those over-under numbers, guys. As always, they were right on the money. But we are looking at taking the Orlando Magic and the points here in Game 1 of this series. Now, I don't necessarily think the Magic are going to win this game. That seems like a bit of a stretch. But it is Game 1. Game 1s tend to be a little bit weird, a little bit closer maybe than they should be with, both teams coming out all guns firing, guns blazing. I think Orlando playing their super high level, super intense defense is going to be what makes the difference in this game. Now, if the Celtics are just making every three they throw up, there's no way any team can stay close to them. But that doesn't always happen. I think the pressure will be on a little bit more here in the first round of the playoffs. So I think we'll see Boston maybe struggle a little bit from three. I think the Magic's defense can make them struggle a little bit from three. And all we're really asking here is for Orlando to keep this to single digits. I think that's something that's definitely very possible. And when you're looking at a game with a super low total of only 205.5, I think it's very reasonable to be leaning towards the underdog. Now, in terms of that total, that's a little bit rough, guys. That's a very, very small number. I'm going to be shading a bit towards the over, but my main lean in this one's definitely going to be the Magic and the points. Now, let's go ahead and hop over and look at some player props for this game. And first up, I like Jaylen Brown in this one under 18.5 points. I think that knee issue he's dealing with is actually, a little bit more than it's being treated like or talked about. I think he could be a little bit slowed down. He's going to be going up against some very physical, and there are some very big defenders there for the Orlando Magic that can move their feet, stay in front of him, make his life a lot tougher. So, yeah, I think we'll see him maybe chill a little bit. And, this is a number that if this happens to be one of those games where we see Boston make every single three that they're shooting, if there's a huge blowout, I think we'll see Jaylen Brown play very abbreviated minutes as they continue to protect him and that knee. So that would help us as well as if he gets taken off the floor. So, yeah, I'm liking the under here on Jaylen Brown. On the Magic side, I also like the under on Paolo Banchero. I like him under 24.5 points in this game. I don't think we're going to see a super high-scoring game necessarily. The Celtics are a very good defensive team. Paolo struggled with his shot against Atlanta in his last game. Scoring against Boston is going to be not as easy, I'll tell you that. They're a much, much, much tougher defensive team. So I think Banchero to not have some sort of amazing scoring performance is not beyond the realm of possibility. And, yeah, he could have a 20-point game and still have a very good game in this one. So I think taking him under on his points here is extremely reasonable. On the Celtics side, I like Derek White over 18.5 points plus rebounds. Super high effort energy guy, super high effort guy. He gets after it, plays with a high motor. He's going to knock down some threes. He's going to get after it on the boards. He always does. Offensive boards, defensive boards, like he is going to get in there. He could crush this number the first half if the Celtics have one of those games like it's possible for them to have where they're making all their threes. But regardless, I think we see him comfortably get to this number. I think we'll see plenty of rebounding opportunities in this game for him. I think this is going to be a very good spot for Derek White to have a pretty serviceable game. Like, if we see him have 6 rebounds and make 3 threes, and make one other bucket, we're there. So I think Derek White going to have a pretty decent day in this one. Now, the last prop I like for this one, and I like it quite a bit, I like Jason Tatum over 4.5 free throws made in this game. The Magic play a very physical style. Tatum should be more willing to go to the rack here in the playoffs than he normally is in the regular season, maybe trying to protect himself a little bit, which is super, super valid, not saying that's a bad thing. I think we see him get to the line a good amount against this defense. He shoots a very high percentage at the line. I think he's going to get to the rack, and I think he's going to get fouled a decent amount. And if he gets fouled on 1-3, we're more than halfway there right off the bat. So I'm expecting Tatum to knock down at least 5 free throws in this game. Now, guys, let's hop over and look at our other game. Unfortunately, the other games, we don't know who's playing Oklahoma City or who's playing Cleveland. So we're just going to be looking at the 2 games today. We're looking at Golden State going on the road to take on the Houston Rockets in a very exciting showdown between 2 teams who very clearly do not get along. The Warriors made it into into the playoffs here. They finished the regular season 48-34. They had to play a play-in game as well and played a kind of close game there against the Grizzlies. It looked like it was going to get out of control and the Warriors were just going to walk away with that game, but that did not end up being the case. It ended up being a little bit of a dogfight down the stretch. Now, the Warriors getting outscored there in the third quarter, not usually their MO. They usually come out and look really good in the third quarter, but they struggled against Desmond Bane a little bit. Did a pretty good job of holding Ja Morant in check. I mean, 22 points from Ja isn't terrible or anything like that, but they managed to limit Jaren Jackson Jr. And yeah, the Warriors overall shot 35% from 3, which isn't great, but Steph played amazing. 16 of 13 from 3, 37 points from him, 38 points from Jimmy Butler, who was crazy out there. He does a great job of getting to the free throw line. Very efficient shooter. He does a good job of getting everybody else involved. Now, nobody really went nuts for the Warriors that was in the starting lineup. We saw Pajemski have a bad day. We saw Moses Moody have a pretty mediocre day. Draymond Green only scored 4 points, but we saw guys like Gary Payton step up huge. He had 12 points, knocked down a couple big threes. Quentin Post knocked down 3 huge threes, was a plus 12 and had 11 points himself coming off the bench. We also saw some very nice Kevon Looney minutes. He only played 2 or 10 minutes in the game, but I think we could see more Kevon Looney here in the playoffs. So liked what I saw from the Warriors in that game, definitely. Now, kind of sucked they hadn't ended up in the play-in at all. If they would have won that game against the Clippers to end the season, a game where they made some mistakes down the stretch, they would have already been in. They'd be playing the Lakers in the first round, so maybe they're more happy to play the Rockets here, and I wouldn't really blame them. Although the last time they played the Rockets, things went pretty poorly. Steph got completely bottled up, but he also got completely manhandled, tackled, held, shoved, pushed, knocked down off the ball. So pretty crazy stuff. Maybe the Warriors get the ball into Steph's hands more. Maybe the officials actually blow the whistle on a lot of that stuff, because that was very, very crazy to watch that game. He just was getting completely obliterated. He was getting fouled on every possession aggressively, and it just wasn't called. He couldn't even move off the ball. So we'll see how that goes in this matchup specifically. Now, looking at the the season series between these 2 teams, we saw the Warriors win the first. They played each other 4 times. Yeah, we saw the Warriors win the first one and the second one, lose the third one by 1 point, win the second to last one back in February, and then lose this most recent one. So yeah, over the 5 games, the Warriors went 3-2. So yeah, we'll see. That I don't find that super relevant, except for that last game. If the officials let it be officiated like that again, we'll see. Could be a little bit tough out there. The Rockets, they come into this game. They finished the regular season 52-30, an amazing season out there for Houston. No way around it. They've dealt with some injuries and stuff like that. Obviously, missing Fred VanVleet for a while there was a huge problem for this team, and they end up, though, second in the West. Very impressive stuff from this very, very young team. Now, this is a squad that's going to play very intense defense. They've got some amazing defenders, obviously, namely Amen Thompson. Now, there's some question marks as well, though. his offense can go through some stretches where it does not look very good. They don't really have a go-to guy to throw it to at the end of the game if it's a close game. That's a big concern as well. I mean, the idea is that if he's having a good game, that dude will be Jalen Green, and he can get to the basket. He can do some things, but also he is a little bit turnover prone, and you don't want to be thrown into Fred VanVleet. You don't want Fred VanVleet launching a 30-footer there at the end of the shot clock. That's not going to be a great possession. Bro just doesn't really have the size for a lot of stuff like that. Dylan Brooks can have bad shooting nights. Now, I think the bigger concern here for the Warriors, who are a fairly small team, is Alperen Sengun, who can really, slice and dice from the paint. He's a great distributor. He's a very good rebounder, and he can score some buckets. And against a Warriors team that wants to play undersized a little bit, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Like, can Draymond guard him? Sure, but kind of. Now, can Kevon Looney guard him? I would say yes. So maybe that's why we'll see more Looney minutes. Maybe we'll see some more Quentin Post minutes, but I do not think Quentin Post can guard Sengun. So we'll see how that goes. The Rockets could also run out some Sengun, Steven Adams lineups, which are going to be a big problem for the Warriors. That is a lot of size for them to deal with. They won't be getting any rebounds in that case. We'll see what they get from the bench. I mean, obviously, being able to bring somebody like, Tari Eason off the bench is very, very helpful. We'll see what the bench unit overall looks like here for the Rockets, but not a lot of negatives to discuss for the Rockets right now. They've got to be very confident coming into this game. They're healthy, generally speaking, coming into this game. Obviously, one of their bigger bench pieces there, Jabari Smith Jr., missed that game against the Nuggets, but I don't think we're too worried. I think we'll definitely see him back for this one. I don't think groin soreness is going to keep him out of a playoff game. So, yeah, going to be the full-strength Rockets coming into this one. Going to be one of the most exciting, grinded out, physical. Going to be lots of confrontations in this kind of playoff game. So very, very excited to watch this Rockets against Warriors showdown. Now, looking at the numbers for this one, it's basically a coin flip. The Rockets are 1.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 213.5 out there. The Warriors are 23-16-2 against the spread on the road this season. So a very good road team, 21-20 to the over on the road. Houston, basically a 500 against the spread team at home, and they're a slight over team at home as well. So this is a tough spot in this game, guys. Honestly, I'm going to be shading here towards the Warriors. I think they've got the momentum coming into this game fresh off of that Memphis game. I think they're going to be very determined to not see a repeat of what happened the last time these two teams faced each other. That is not going to set well with Curry. He's not the kind of guy you want to trash talk, not the kind of guy you want to get under the skin of. He is capable of going off for some truly mental performances. So I think he's going to find a way here. We always hear, so-and-so is going to be the Curry stopper. And right now the vibe out there is like, Amen Thompson's going to shut down Steph Curry. Like, it doesn't usually work out. Doesn't usually work out for the Curry stopper. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to be leaning towards the Warriors. Now, this isn't a huge lean on this game, but I will be leaning towards the Warriors. Now, in terms of that total of 213.5, it seems like a bit of a small number to me. I'm going to be leaning towards the over. I know the Rockets play solid defense, but I don't think they're going to slow it down that much. I think both of these teams are more than happy to get up and down. The Warriors can have some turnovers, which can lead to some transition points, which helps with the total as well. So, yeah, I think I lean slightly towards the over in this one. Now, are either one of those plays going to go in the pinned comment? I would say the Warriors -1.5 maybe has a chance, but seems a little sketchy to me. Now, there are some props for this game that I think are very, very reasonable. First up, I like Draymond Green here over 8.5 points. He's been shooting the ball much better here in the playoffs. He's more willing to be aggressive on offense in the playoffs. He's been knocking down those corner threes. I think that could be somewhere the Rockets will leave him open a little bit. And I think, Houston's going to want Draymond to be the one forced to take these shots. They'd way rather him take the shots than Curry or Jimmy Butler for sure, or Podziemski, or really any of the main shooters. Let Draymond Green shoot it, and maybe you'll be in good shape. But I think he can get to 9 or 10 points in this game pretty comfortably. Now, Jimmy Butler, I think, has a great chance to have a big game. Playoff Jimmy looking like a very real thing. I am loving him over 21.5 points in this game. I expect to see him be very assertive on the offensive end, try and take some of the scoring burden off of Steph, who's going to be getting tackled every possession, it looks like. So, yeah, if that's the case, it seems like Jimmy is ready and capable to step into the gap here and take over a large, large portion of that scoring burden. And when you can count on somebody to get to the rim, and you can count on him to get to the free throw line, maybe 10 times in a game. Now, he's been missing a few free throws. That's a concern, but I think we can see him get to 22 points in this game very, very reasonably. Now, on the Rockets side, I like Alperen Sengun here over 10.5 rebounds. The Warriors are a weak rebounding team. The Rockets are one of the best rebounding teams out there. I think Sengun's going to have a great time on the boards, both offensively and defensively, which is one of the reasons I worry about the Warriors, even being able to win this game. That's why I'm a little bit worried about the Warriors getting 1.5, but yeah, I think he's going to do a great job out there on the boards. Now, if they do play that Steven Adams with him, that kind of lineup, that could eat into his rebounding a little bit. But still, to get to 11 rebounds in this game, I don't think is going to be very hard there for Sengun. And last but not least, guys, I like Gary Payton II here over one. I just need him to make one made three in this game. Houston's going to force the ball into his hands. They're going to kind of abandon him out there. Now, he's been knocking down those open threes lately. The Warriors desperately need that to continue. They're going to be telling him to shoot when he is open, and he's going to be open, guys. No doubt about it. So, yeah, I think Gary Payton over, just to make over 0.5 made threes is extremely live in this game and has a good chance to end up in the pinned comment. He's going to shoot 3 or 4 threes in this game. They're all going to be wide open, or he's not going to shoot them. The idea that he's not going to make any of them is a little bit crazy to me. So definitely give me Gary Payton II here over 0.5 made threes in this game. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the games we have for today. The lines are not released for those other 2 games, and the matchups aren't even in yet. So unfortunately, I'm going to be away from my setup, but got these 2 games out to you. Good luck out there on them. Do me a big favor, hit the like button for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get over to stumpthespread.com. All of my MLB, or not my MLB bets, but there will be free MLB picks over there. So definitely get over there and check that out. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you as soon as I get back. Or all the comments come to my phone, guys. There's a chance I'll answer some of your comments on my phone. Thank you for watching as always, and we will see you guys tomorrow on Monday, guys. Happy Easter, and we'll be back with more Major League Baseball action there on Monday.